Good morning, viewers. Welcome to JM Bakers Academy. Today, on behalf of Tamil Nadu Bakers Federation, Society of Indian Bakers, and fellow bakers of the world, I wish the World Bread Day, May 16th, a memorable day for bakers during this year 2021. So, today the need of the hour is food, and that food also has to be produced in a fast, quick manner. And bread fits into that category. So, today I find during this lockdown period in India, especially in Tamil Nadu, several bakers, members of Tamil Nadu Bakers Federation, Society of Indian Bakers, are producing regular type of bread. They are taking lot of effort to make a 400-gram bread, bake it, cool it, slice it, pack it, and they are doing the distribution to the public. This takes time, but the need of the hour is to produce a quality bread at shortest possible time and easily which can be distributed. So I have devised or designed a bread for the occasion which can be manufactured at a very short span and which can be distributed easily. The recipe I have applied is, it's 500 grams of flour, 100 grams of sugar, 10 grams of yeast, 10 grams of salt, 5 grams of milk powder, and 25 grams of butter, margarine or oil, and 300 ml of water. This is a very basic recipe which I am going to add the water, the yeast, sugar, and milk powder. So I dissolve the flour, and on top of it I am going to add the salt, and I am going to mix the dough. And I applied some little bit of oil and gently pushing, gathering and pushing the dough so the dough is very soft and pliable. Making this bread on World Bakers Day is, I request all my students of JM Bakers Academy who will be watching this program in the YouTube, and also the home bakers of India, and all the students who have trained all over the country. I request you to produce this much quantity at your home. You can do home hand kneading. You can produce breads such as this, bake it and give it to your neighbors who are hungry, who are suffering from COVID, it will be a big service to the community. Second, I request all bakers of the world also to join me in this mission, and other raw material suppliers of the bakers, be generous. You can donate flour and raw materials to the bakers, which bakers will be able to bake it and give it to the needy people. It will be a big service to the country. And I request all of you, take it as a national mission. Whichever shape you want, you can do it. You can do it even the shape. So in order to remind you of this, it's the day of Red Cross. I'm just putting a cross. Or simply you can cut the bread like this, be a cross. Use a very fine blade. You can cut it like this. Before the dough becomes too much proof, you do this. I'm going to put some cinnamon sugar. The cinnamon sugar will make the bread soft and it is tasty also. So I am going to bake the bread for 30 minutes. Beautiful bread fork is ready. Members of Tamil Nadu Bakers Federation, members of Society of Indian Bakers, and the Home Bakers of India and Bakers of the world. Today it so happens, today is the World Bakers Day. May 16th is celebrated the world over. As I have mentioned earlier, so we bakers are the frontline warriors who are producing the most important food, that bread, for the people during hunger and disease. Baker is a person, he produces bread at any difficulties, and our prices never goes up in spite of all the raw material prices. We are here to serve. It is a noble profession which we have been doing for generations. Today I want to dedicate this loaves of bread to my father, Mr. Joseph, who is a baker. It reminds me of telling me that during the year 1942, Coimbatore saw the Black Plague, something very similar to COVID-19. He told me in those days they used to produce 3,000 loaves of bread a day. In the days of firewood ovens and no machines, the bread was kneaded by hand and produced in the firewood ovens. So it collects, I recollect that day, and in his remembrance I am producing this bread. I request the bakers not to spend time on baking large loaves and slicing and packing. You can produce this type of smaller loaves and give it to the, produce in large quantities and give it to the people who are hungry, who are hungry and who are suffering from disease. I request all my home bakers to produce such quantities of bread and give it to your neighbors who are suffering from COVID or whoever is hungry. So it is a mission what we have taken, and we are there to support the nation at the time of the crisis. I request all of you to watch the J.M. Bakers Academy YouTube channel. Share this posting to the fellow bakers so that the world over, let us start a mission. No one will die because of hunger and disease. Thank you.